We may not be spoiled with big movies this summer, but Project Power is definitely not one to disappoint viewers. Despite some minor flaws, it's quite a powerful action thriller. Why the use of superhero cliches can actually be justified? How CGI helped to make the movie really special, and in what scenes was a real fire used? And why Project Power can be regarded as one of the most captivating superhero flicks? Hi, I'm Joe. Let's take a look at all the good, the bad, and the promising moments of this new film. Caution, spoilers ahead. Do the cliches ruin it all? This movie has its fair share of cliches entwined in the script, but nobody's trying to hide it. In fact, the filmmakers make fun of it, naming Dominique Fishback's character Robin. As you might know, Mattson Tomlin is a co-writer of the upcoming Batman reboot with Robert Pattinson, so it may very well be an intentional hint made by the scriptwriter. Unsurprisingly, it's easy enough to trace the inspiration behind Project Power back to the many earlier superhero movies and comics. But it's really hard to be original nowadays with all the superheroes we have, from the classic DC and Marvel Comics characters to the Umbrella Academy and The Boys. So here we have an almost quintessential trio of misfit characters: a rule-breaker cop who likes to play Clint Eastwood, a bitter, experienced ex-soldier, and the street-smart young woman. And the plot twists are also not very original. The bad guys lose, the good guys win, problems are solved, and the damsel in distress is saved. It's quite predictable, but that's why we love stories about people with special powers, right? It's a weak spot of the script, of course, but fortunately, there are other aspects of the movie that make it praiseworthy. What makes the movie so strong? Sure, there are some similarities to the Limitless movie and series, with its mysterious pill that unlocks your hidden potential, but the idea that you cannot choose your superpower, and that the power you get can actually kill on the spot, is quite an original one. The power pill is not widespread yet, for reasons you'll learn after watching the movie, and that provides us with both a proper narrative and sequences full of adrenaline. You might be lucky enough to get bulletproof skin right on time, but you might also blow up. What is unique here is that the superpowers are compared to drugs. Other similar movies only hint at their addictive nature. For example, it's in the center of conflict in Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, and it's actually what Eric Kripke's show The Boys is based on. And in Project Powers, they are actually distributed as substances. However, the story goes even deeper if you pay close enough attention to what the characters say. The message is to nurture everyone's true power, their talent and inner strength that make them really special. How CGI adds to the movie's success. It's impossible to make a good superhero movie without professional stunt and VFX teams. Project Power has plenty of big action set pieces with carefully choreographed fights and really cinematic sequences. Filmmakers Henry Yost and Ariel Schulman are known for Nerve and Paranormal Activity 3 and 4, and they produced smoothly controlled camera work and surprisingly sharp visual effects. They made sure that the CGI, although sophisticated enough alone, was combined with the grounded stunts, like in an early scene where Art chases down a drug dealer who has a power that allows him to emanate fire from his skin. At the core of this striking sequence is the professional stunt work involving real fire. The filmmakers explained that it's almost impossible to replicate the effect that fire has on an environment, and it's even harder to do that when the source of that lighting is supposed to be a movie character. The amazing fact is that in order to create the realistic man on fire, every bit of this sequence was actually shot twice. At first they shot it with the actor, then pulled him off the set, and then shot the scene again, this time with a stuntman who was lit on fire. Of course, he was wearing a fully fire-retardant suit. This gave the VFX artists a perfect reference of what the fire would do, and more importantly, how it would light the rest of the set. Of course, that's not the last intense scene we see. There's a cool mix of digital effects and visceral hand-to-hand combat in the final part of the film, not to mention the gunfire sequences in the basement nightclub. There's a lot of other impressive scenes in the movie, including the one with the cruelest deaths ever caused by a superpower. So if you haven't watched the movie yet, go ahead. The unexpected perks. The biggest strength of Project Power, however, lies not in the special effects, but in the central performances the leading trio provide. They spark up an enjoyable chemistry, and while it's the least we expected from Jamie Foxx and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Dominique Fishback managed to make an equally powerful performance and bring to life an engaging character. However, the villains, as well as the rest of the supporting characters in the movie, are simply wasted. Amy Landecker and Rodrigo Santoro's characters are two-dimensional and not really convincing. However, Santoro did have enough screen time to show how charismatic he can be, as we remember from his previous gig in Westworld. But the unexpected yet greatly satisfying moment is that New Orleans became a character in itself, as it provided a textured setting for the moody thriller. The sense of place helped to create an overall movie aesthetic that is quite special and different from the other superhero films. Yet another detail that added to the original atmosphere is the entertaining sequences involving Robin rapping, especially the catchy Power song. By the way, the author of this song is a rising star rapper, Chica, who made an appearance as Robin's classmate and also performed it in the end credits. And last but not least, it's so damn cool that the filmmakers made a reference to Clint Eastwood. After all, he is the living embodiment of a superhero, although from a totally different era. So with all its minuses and pluses, Project Power made no overt attempts to set up a franchise. But we on OSSA Movies believe that it definitely has sequel potential, maybe in the form of a self-contained superhero series. And what did you think about it? Let us know in the comments. And thanks for staying with OSSA Movies.